Hey everyone, Dan and Mac here. Having kids isn't for everyone, and it certainly is a very big decision that necessitates a full life assessment before you decide if you want them. My wife and I got married fairly early back when we were only 24. We were one of the first of my friends to get married and also one of the first to have a kid. Now at age 31, a lot of my friends are finally coming around and tying the knot with their significant others. While I'm certainly not an expert in family planning from a social nor a financial standpoint, I do feel like having been married for over half a decade does give me a little credibility when it comes to understanding how big of a decision it is to have kids and how drastically it can change your life both as an individual and as a couple. Regardless of the right time, these are my reasons why I feel it is best to wait to have kids after getting married. So first, you need to establish your own necessities, which can take time. At a minimum, you should have a steady income, a permanent residence, and some means of transportation. If you can't support yourself, how can you support a child? You should also assess your debt situation to ensure that you aren't setting yourself up for failure financially. If your budget seems tight, you can give up things like Netflix, Starbucks, going out to eat, going out to bars, maybe those Saturday rounds of golf with the boys. These may seem like simple adult things, but these can take time to get used to, and you should definitely consider where you're at as an adult without kids before you start thinking about having them. Secondly, enjoy just being married. In the movies, all the time you see couples get married one day and then the next day they have a baby in their hands. The thing is, marriage is vastly different from dating as you are now committed to one another legally and financially. You should do things with your spouse, travel the world, try new hobbies, make some new friends. You may not have the chance to do certain things for a long time once you have a kid, so it's important that you communicate with your spouse and really think about what opportunities you may have to pass up before you decide to have kids. All right, thirdly, ask yourself if you're ready. Sometimes you know you're just not ready. There doesn't have to be a specific reason. So how do you know when you are ready then? I asked myself and others this question numerous times, and for me, I had a few milestones that I wanted to hit first. A few things to think about are if you are emotionally ready, are you already stressed with your current adult life? Are you prepared for all outcomes? What if you have a boy versus a girl? What if you can't have your own kids and have to go a different route? Or what if you have a child with a disability? You should really think about each of these scenarios and make sure that you feel good about any of them as far as your ability to handle them. Now, what about your finances? Are you prepared to sacrifice your own financial wants for your child's needs? Do you have an emergency fund prepared in the event that you would lose your job or your spouse would lose their job? And is it enough to support your family? What are your personal career goals or aspirations? Do you want to join or build a startup business? Time and money will go towards your kids that may affect that as an option. And if you want to pursue something like that, are you willing to take the same risks with a family on the line? There's so many questions you can ask yourself, and I definitely recommend you try to do so, as it really does help give you some direction in making this decision. Lastly, don't have kids for the wrong reasons. I'm not saying people have the wrong intentions when they have kids, but it's really important to think about it and not jump into a lifelong decision that you may regret down the road. Don't have a kid solely because you think it's cool or because you see all your parent friends getting tons of likes on social media. As a parent, I can honestly say that for every single funny or cute post that you see, they have dealt with 10 times as many parenting challenges that you won't see popping up on your feeds. Again, I'm not a relationship expert, but I believe you shouldn't have a kid for the purpose of trying to save a relationship. If you are dealing with relationship issues, you should work to resolve them. Bringing kids into the mix can stress a relationship, even a healthy one, and it's really not fair to your children to use them as bargaining chips. Now, as soon as you get married, you are going to be a lightning rod for your parents, friends, family to start asking you when you're going to have kids. Don't succumb to any of that outside pressure. I knew my parents had always wanted to be grandparents, and our daughter is their first grandchild, but Melissa and I waited 4 years after we got married before deciding to have kids. We had things we wanted to do and experience together, and we also knew we weren't ready right away. So again, this is just my short list of reasons why I think it is best to hold off on having kids. Hopefully this video is helpful for some of you out there, especially my friends that I hope do end up watching this. If it is, I would really appreciate it if you could smash that thumbs up button and share this video with anyone you know who may be preparing for that next big step in their life. Remember, the choice to become a parent is a huge one, and it is your decision, not someone else's. But really make sure that you think everything through and make the best decision for you. As always, thanks for watching.